I mean, it's like when the average person, like, you know, like when I'm flying on a plane, and they sit next to me and they're like, oh, what do you do? And I'm like, oh, I'm in a band, you know. I'm like, oh, what kind of band is it? You know, and I'm kind of like, I'm usually say, oh, it's like rock and roll. It's a rock band, you know, it's the big umbrella. But if they know about rock, then I'll be like, well, it's a punk band, you know. And I guess like, I don't think about, you know, whether it's punk, whether our latest record is punk or the latest song is punk, whether every single one of our songs sounds like a punk song. I think about what got me into music and the same reason why I do it today, and it's punk. You know, it's like the same fire that kind of like that gave me the reason to do this band and these songs and create this stuff. That's the world that it comes from, is that punk world. And so whatever it comes out as, I'll leave that up to a record reviewer to decide, you know what I mean? In that sense, I really don't even care, but I'll always create songs from that place, which is that attitude of punk. I think it chose me in a lot of ways, you know what I mean? Yeah, like I think that I didn't identify with a lot of like mainstream culture. The first time I heard punk, it sounded edgy and dangerous. It sounded like it was this whole underground world that was like just existing, you know, and that was, for me as a kid, was mind-blowing, you know, and I wanted to be a part of that. And then when I heard a lot of bands, punk and hardcore bands, fusing politics with like their music too, and like watching this message kind of get intertwined into these songs and seeing how powerful that was, that really triggered my interest in doing a band like Rise Against, you know, because music is such an important part of young people's lives, you know, and so when you can inject some sort of message into the music as well, you really have the opportunity to open some eyes, to create some friction, you know, and to just challenge preconceptions, you know. It just it turns into this amazing art form that's very potent, you know, and that's what makes it exciting for me, you know, not just the music but also the message and kind of like pushing buttons a little bit, you know. Probably Minor Threat.
Oh wow.
Minor Threat was really important to me because like there's so many different kinds of punk music, but Minor Threat was the one band that I identified with. Like, I listened to the Sex Pistols, but they were just so nihilistic and just, you know, all about destruction, you know what I mean? And I didn't relate to that. There was like bands like the New York Dolls, which was like a little bit more about the image and the makeup and all that stuff, and like I didn't get that. And there was Minor Threat, you know, and it was like when punk started sounding more hardcore, and it was just songs with a message, you know, and it was really stripped down, and there was no image, you know, and it was really positive at the same time too. It was obviously, you know, straight edge was infused into that whole message too, and so all of that that was the first time I heard a band where I was like, okay, this is where I am right now, this band. The key, I guess, like, I mean, if you're doing it for the right reasons, then you'll probably still be around. And then if you kind of, our band is really like no drama, you know what I mean? I think our band is like really like, you put the music first and you prioritize that. I think we do it smart. We don't tour like crazy. We tour smart. We go out and do some shows. We go home and be with our friends and our family. I see a lot of bands break up because their schedules are just too intense and they say yes to everything. And we don't say yes to everything. We say no to a lot of stuff. And that to me has helped us endure this long. The music and the show and the fans, that always has been a priority for us. I think that the four of us have managed to like remain pretty humble about it all, you know, and we know how lucky we are to be here.